So over here, we're going to try to replicate, well, try to create a pivot table kind of view from this data that we've got here in this fact data query. So we've got the product name, category, some customer details, etc., and the sales values and units. So what we can do is we'll leave this query as it is and we'll bring in a new blank query over here. We'll rename this one pivot because it's going to be a kind of a pivot sort of a view. And for the source, what we want to do is we want to take the fact data query. So wherever this fact data ends, even if we add more steps later on, it will always take whatever the ending position is of this fact data query into this pivot. So we've got the pivot, all of that information fed into here now. Now what we want to do is we want to go over to here to group by. So group rows in this table based on the values in the currently selected columns. That's the description. So we'll go to group by, we'll use the advanced one. So if we want to group by the product category, and we also want to sum the sales value. So essentially we want to see your product categories and then your sales valued. We'll call this sales value as a new column name and hit OK. That's now created the grouping of all our product categories and summing up all of our sales value, just exactly like we would see within a pivot table. And it's just literally one step that we needed to create within Power Query. So what we can also do is we can do a little bit more on this as well. So we can add a further groupings. So we can add, for example, the product name, and we can also add in our sales units. So we can say that's your sales units. So we're trying to add in an additional grouping for a product name and an additional column for our sales units. And there we go. So here we've got all of our product categories, all of our product names, sales value and sales units. So then we can potentially, because this is unsorted at the moment, we could sort this in ascending order. So we've got all of our accessories, so 4 rows there, all of our products for those accessories and all the sales values and the units. So we can build this up by bringing in the periods, any other additional information that we need. We can even put in filters into here as well. So say for example we didn't want to look at the input devices within this table, we could just click on the arrow and deselect the input device. Click OK and that will then disappear. Similarly, for any products, if for whatever reason we didn't want to show the Samsung curved monitor, we can uncheck that one and that will also disappear. So you can create additional summaries like these pivots or groupings, whatever you want to call them, as many as you want, which all feed off from your original data set, and that they can be fed directly into Power BI or into Excel. So I'm using this in Power BI at the moment, but exactly the same thing within Excel.